Greetings, BBN. Kentucky and Louisville players exchange barbs before the Classic. How will this big game between Kentucky and Louisville go? Let's see the news. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. The rivalry in the state of Kentucky is already boiling over, and it couldn't be otherwise. The traditional battle of the Bluegrass is back in full swing in college basketball, and the confrontation between the Kentucky Wildcats and the Louisville Cardinals, scheduled for next Tuesday at the KFC Center promises to be one of the most intense and exciting duels in recent years. On one side, Kentucky, led by Mark Pope, ranked 9th nationally, arrives confident and in overwhelming form. On the other, Louisville, ranked 11th, tries to reaffirm its position and provoke the state giant. But even before the ball went up, the crossfire had already begun. After the victory over Jackson State, Louisville forward Cassian Pryor ignited the atmosphere by ending his press conference with a phrase that resonated throughout the state. See you Tuesday. After a win. And the rest of the sentence wasn't very polite. It was enough to turn the Classic into something even more personal, a reminder that this rivalry goes beyond basketball. On the Blues side, however, the response was more restrained, almost surgical. Kentucky's players, even aware of the provocations, showed maturity and focus. Brandon Garrison, protagonist of a heated confrontation in last year's Classic, made a point of reinforcing that he had learned from the lessons of the past. Yes, I heard it, but we're not paying much attention. They're just there talking, doing what they do. We all need to keep our heads in the game, said the center, with the serenity of someone who understands that the real message must be delivered on the court. The team's attitude reflects Mark Pope's work since his arrival. In just a few months, the coach has managed to instill a new competitive mentality in his players. Less emotional, more disciplined. The result has been visible. Kentucky is coming off an impressive 107-59 victory over Valparaiso, a performance that showed a balance between offensive aggression and defensive organization. Pope has insisted on the idea that the Wildcats should leave the words to others and the actions to the scoreboard. Rookie Malachi Moreno, one of the faces of this new generation, reinforced the group's message. We don't pay attention to outside noise. We're focused on everything and preparing for Tuesday's game, he stated, demonstrating rare maturity for a player still in the early stages of his college career. Even so, the rivalry demands excitement, and Jalen Lowe didn't let the spirit of the confrontation die. With a smile, he responded in kind, but without losing control. I mean, that's cool. They're going to talk. It's a rivalry. That's what we want. Of course, they can provoke all they want, and I think we'll save our provocations for the game and for later when we win. This mix of confidence and self-control is exactly what has defined the new Kentucky. The team seems to have rediscovered the balance between talent and mentality, something that, under Pope, has become a trademark. He has transformed the group into a unit that not only plays well, but understands the weight of the jersey they wear. The Classic against Louisville, therefore, will be more than a game. It will be a test of maturity and identity. Pope and his Wildcats enter as favorites, with fluid basketball, deep rotation, and an offense capable of overwhelming any defense. But in duels like this, favoritism usually only lasts until the first shot. In Lexington and Louisville, nobody talks about anything else. They are two powerhouses of college basketball, separated by just over 120 kilometers, but united by a rivalry that defines generations. And if it depends on the confidence emanating from Mark Pope's team, Kentucky arrives not only ready to win, but to reaffirm that the basketball throne in the state still belongs to the Wildcats. The inclusion of Otega Oa in the Sporting News' first All-American preseason selection is more than just confirmation of his individual talent. It's recognition that reinforces the central role he will play in Kentucky basketball's 2025-26 season. His presence on the roster not only raises expectations surrounding the Wildcats, but also provides the team with solid and versatile leadership, indispensable qualities for any national title contender. Being mentioned alongside names like Braden Smith, Purdue, and Darren Peterson, Kansas solidifies Oa's position among the elite of college basketball, while embodying the renewed hope of a program always eager for glory. Oa's return for his final college season was met with widespread enthusiasm by the Big Blue Nation. His commitment to remaining at Kentucky, when many other players of his caliber would choose to join the NBA, reflects a rare mentality, that of someone who seeks not only to improve their own game, but also to leave a lasting legacy. This decision has been widely praised, especially because it provides the Wildcats with a reliable core around which to build an effective offense. Mike DeCourcy of the Sporting News perfectly captured this dynamic by highlighting that Oa possesses both the technical skill and the mentality necessary to take on the responsibility of being the team's primary offensive option, a role that demands not only talent, but also resilience and court vision. Comparisons to the previous season are inevitable, but also illustrative. Last year, Oa led Kentucky in field goal attempts, averaging 11.5 per game, within a balanced system that distributed scoring opportunities. Now, projections suggest he will need to increase that volume to somewhere between 13 and 15 attempts per game, maintaining the same efficiency he demonstrated on the team that reached the Sweet 16. This represents a considerable challenge, but also a unique opportunity for Oa to establish himself as one of the NCAA's biggest stars this season. So far, the signs are promising. Despite dealing with a toe injury during the preseason, he has already shown he's ready to assume a leadership role, averaging 14 points and 4 rebounds in his first 2 games, along with an impressive 52.6% field goal percentage. Oa's impact goes beyond the numbers. He's the type of player who inspires confidence in his teammates, whether through his offensive decisions or his ability to create opportunities for others. His accumulated experience over previous seasons gives him a significant advantage over many of his positional peers in the SEC Conference, and this is reflected in the team draft picks that earned him the Conference Player of the Year award in the preseason. Furthermore, his nomination to the NAB Player of the Year watch list and numerous previous honors reinforce that he is being seen not only as an exceptional player, but as one of the central pillars of this Kentucky basketball season. The next chapter in this journey will be written Tuesday night when the Wildcats face Louisville in the Battle of the Bluegrass. This state classic, steeped in history and rivalry, offers Oa the chance to shine on a stage he knows well. In Kentucky's victory last season, he scored 17 points and dished out 3 assists, proving he can thrive under pressure. Now, with even more responsibility on his shoulders, he will have the opportunity to surpass his own records and lead the team to another important victory. For Mark Pope, the coach who has cultivated an environment of growth and adaptation within the program, Oa's presence is a game changer. He not only serves as a technical reference, but also as an example of how a player can evolve throughout his college career. The combination of Pope's leadership and Oa's multifaceted talent creates a powerful synergy capable of propelling the Wildcats to new competitive heights. As the season progresses, all eyes will be on Otega Oa. He embodies Kentucky's ambition to return to the top of college basketball, but he also symbolizes something deeper. The idea that the sport is shaped by those who are willing to embrace challenges and overcome limits. For Wildcats fans, a spot on the first-team All-American preseason is just the beginning of a journey that promises to be remarkable exciting, and full of memorable moments. And by all indications, Oa is ready to lead that path with determination and excellence. Kentucky's dominant victory over the Florida Gators last Saturday not only reinforced the resilience and strength of the team, led by Mark Stoops, but also brought to light an emotionally charged narrative that has been building throughout the season: the unbreakable bond between the players and their coach. Cutter Boley, the young quarterback who has been excelling on the field, made his position clear by publicly supporting Stoops during the post-game interview, demonstrating a loyalty that transcends the lines of the football field. Boley's statement, though brief, reveals much about the internal dynamics of this team. By stating that all the guys in the locker room want to fight for him, the rookie not only endorsed Stoops' legacy, but also personified the essence of the collective work that the coach has sought to instill in his athletes since taking over the program. This deep connection between Stoops and his players is a direct reflection of his management philosophy, an approach that prioritizes the well-being of athletes both on and off the field, something that often goes unnoticed in the spotlight of victories and defeats. For Boley, this relationship of trust and mutual respect seems to be the fuel that powers his competitive drive, something that was evident in his performance against Florida. And what a performance it was! With 38 points scored and an implacable defense that limited the Gators' powerful offense to just 7, Kentucky showed the world that it is far from being an underrated team. Boley's performance was another impressive chapter in his young career. He completed passes with surgical precision, distributed the ball intelligently, and led the offense with a maturity that belies his limited experience. His last 3 games at Kroger Field have been a true individual and collective spectacle, with numbers that reflect not only raw talent, but also continuous evolution under the tutelage of Stoops and his coaching staff. The 756 passing yards and 7 touchdowns accumulated during this period are more than just statistics. They are tangible proof that the program's future is in the right hands. Stoops, for his part, didn't hide his pride when commenting on Boley's growth. "I believed in Cutter for a long time, for years now," said the coach, echoing a confidence that dates back to the young quarterback's early days in the program. This unwavering faith in his potential is characteristic of Stoops, who has always bet on the development of young talent as a way to ensure the team's sustainability. It's no coincidence that Boley has flourished under his guidance, transforming from a promising player into a leader on the field. The synergy between player and coach is palpable, and this harmony is beginning to yield significant results for the program. The context of this victory is even more relevant when we consider the criticism Stoops faced at the beginning of the season. After 2 consecutive losses in the SEC, many questioned whether the veteran coach still had what it took to lead Kentucky in such a competitive environment. However, as is often the case with great leaders, Stoops responded to adversity with resilience and determination. The recent winning streak, including the overwhelming victory over Florida, is an eloquent answer to these doubts. He not only kept the ship steady amidst the storm, but also managed to navigate towards calmer waters, guided by the confidence of his players and belief in his system. Kentucky's next challenge will be against Tennessee Tech, an undefeated team that will certainly test the team's ability to maintain a high level of play. Although the opponent is technically inferior in terms of competitive level, the match offers a valuable opportunity for Stoops and his team to continue refining their playing style and preparing the squad for future challenges. Furthermore, playing again at Kroger Field, where the team has demonstrated exceptional performance, could serve as an additional psychological advantage. The partnership between Stoops and Boley is just one example of this evolution, a relationship that promises to shape the future of soccer in Lexington. As the season progresses, each victory not only strengthens Stoops' legacy, but also solidifies Kentucky's position as a relevant player in the college football scene. And perhaps more importantly, it demonstrates that, even in times of uncertainty, mutual trust between coach and players can be the difference between success and failure. That's good. Leave your opinion.